Greetings and salutations, Gala community. Thank you very much for being with me here today, and thank you for your patience. My name is Jason Brink. A lot of you guys know me as BitBender in Discord and other places, and I am very happy to be here on, I believe it is the fourth consecutive episode of Ahead of the Game. There's some pretty cool stuff to talk to you guys about, but before we get into that, those of you guys who are watching, how you doing today? I've got the Discord chat up, and I'm also bringing in the YouTube chat so I can watch that as well. And where did it go? There it is. And yeah, happy to be here chatting with you guys. So, got the Zorro Gala is here. He thinks I was making pancakes. And Mixplick is going to go get me some Haribo Smurfs. Dude, you know me. You know me in the Smurfs. Okay, guys. Let me actually do some split screen action here. Okay, so now we are officially up and running. And big shout out to Paul, by the way, who is behind the scenes managing all of this stuff and putting up with my, in this case, it wasn't a camera, it was a browser issue because we typically use some pretty snazzy streaming software. And for whatever reason, it was just simply not acknowledging my camera, which is super, super, super frustrating. So here we are, and hopefully this all stays together and it works. Guys, go ahead and like and subscribe and hit the little dingy bell thing on the YouTubes. And if you're watching this on Twitter or any of the other places, retweet, share it, get it out there, get your friends in here, because this is how all of this stuff works. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Let me scroll here because I've got a lot of stuff to scroll through. A couple things. Reminder, the Eternal Paradox playtest is live right now. So go ahead and get in there and check it out. We've got a cool new character who is live and has been added to the playtest. I will be posting, and I'm not honestly sure if I sent this to Paul in time or if he pulled it in, but there's some cool little animations of that character that I will be dropping in, and you can go ahead and check those out. I'll put them in the Gala Gold chat. So if you're not a member of Gala Gold, join at galagames.chat and go to once you've linked your account and you're a member of Gala Gold in our platform, you will see special extra secret rooms showing up in the Discord as well. Let's see here. Okay. Grokthos can't hear me without a custom hoodie. He's going to need a custom hoodie. We're going to have to figure that out. Okay, so after Eternal Paradox, one of the other things that's super, super cool to talk about is some of what is going on with Townstar. And I reached out to Mr. Mark Skaggs today and some of the team to tap into his big, gigantic brain of future Townstar stuff. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. You know, if you didn't catch the Townstar stream the other day, there is some pretty amazing stuff that's coming. You know, we've been talking a lot about, you know, the persistent mode and the competition mode and how they connect with one another. And one of the topics that has been brought up here is the idea that basically all of the NFTs that you have for Townstar, should become actual non-fungible tokens, and should be upgradable and have their own progression and tech trees and things like that. Now, the cool thing is that this will make the that's a nice effect. Good job, Paul. I feel like a newscaster. Everybody, look at that thing in the corner. It's pretty cool. Other corner. There we go. So with tech trees and upgrades and things like that, and this brings in a whole different element of gameplay that that I think will be something that people will really like. Because if you're a persistent gamer and you're not a competition fan, this creates an opportunity for you to create stuff okay, that can be used by those in the competition realm as well, and help, play and level things up through actual gameplay. It's a little bit of the leaning in that we're doing into other ways of improving your gaming experience, like play to own, and making it so that you can actually build and upgrade and keep the work that you've put into it. This is what you're seeing with spider tanks right now, and your ability to upgrade your tanks and take them home with you, if you will. So there's that. I'm super excited about that. But before we move on from Townstar, there's one other thing that I want to talk about, and I don't know if I'm going to get myself in trouble in talking about this, but I think it was discussed during the Townstar AMA the other day. But those Townstar nodes, I think, are something that there are a few people that a few people are going to be happy to hear some updates about. So, for starters, right now there is I don't want to say for sure that it's going to happen, but there's some work that is being done to make those Townstar nodes NFTs, and what that will enable, if that does indeed happen, which I think it will. Maybe I'm not allowed to say that, but I think it's going to. It will enable you to, if you want to go ahead and take that node out to the secondary market and do whatever you want with it. The nodes will also help handle a rental system for land and NFTs. And I think that is something that I'm personally super excited about, because one of the things that we did at the very beginning, and we were one of the things that we were doing that was really, really good at the very beginning, is leaning in heavily on getting the community to help grow itself. Okay. And we had things like referral programs that worked really well, and whatnot. And on one hand, I know that there are some people who didn't like that, but on the other hand, games are social. Okay. And there's a lot more to this social thing that we're going to get into later, but games are a social event. And so by having nodes become part of a rental system for land and NFTs, and making it so that you can invite people to come and use your NFTs without them ever leaving your control, is pretty important, because it allows you to bring other people into the game and give them that leg up. Okay. And let's see here. Just going to hit some of these different questions that I'm seeing popping up. How does one even get a subspace or a Townstar node? Asks Subspace. That's going to be something that eventually may go back on sale again, but you're probably going to have to pick up initially on the secondary market. How about lands that aren't sold yet? Are they earning or not? What lands are you talking about? That's not a thing in this particular context. Lava Entertainment needs this background. This is the special background. You can't have this background. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go ahead. Let me see here. Okay, next is Last Expedition. Now, there, that's a nice logo. So the thing with Last Expedition, something really cool happened over the last week. Something happened really, really cool over the last week, and that was essentially that Amazon Web Services went down. And when Amazon Web Services went down, and by the way, this art that you're seeing right now, this is some new stuff that nobody's seen before. So enjoy this, check it out. Here we've got some stuff from the, we've got some bits and pieces from the interior of the ship. That's actually the battle box. That's where you put the core when you get back. And some pretty cool stuff. But when Amazon Web Services went down, I was actually in the Gala Gold at the time, and somebody basically challenged me to go ahead and play Last Expedition when AWS was down, to prove that it is in fact running on other people's nodes. And so I did that. I jumped on and I streamed myself playing Last Expedition and getting horribly devoured by a Ravager a couple times during that. unfun, not an enjoyable experience. Was not fun to die, but it was really good to be able to demonstrate the robustness of the network and being able to play on nodes like that. So that was super cool. If you haven't, go check that stream out because it was definitely worth it. Let's see here. The Walking Dead. So we also have some pretty cool art from The Walking Dead. Now, one of the things that we're going to have next week is we're actually going to have, I believe next week, is that correct, Paul? I think so. Yes, next week. Awesome. Next week, we're going to have Christopher Miller on from The Walking Dead Empire's team to go ahead and walk through some base building features and things like that. But check out this cool art. This is something that I saw earlier today that made me very happy. And so, sorry, I forgot. There's a little bit of a delay there. But anyway, this art made me really happy, and there's a few different scenes here that I think that you guys are going to enjoy. The world is getting bigger and more complex with a lot more that goes into it. And I absolutely love the way that all of this stuff, all of this works. And this one that you're seeing now is a lighting test where they tried a whole bunch of different types of lighting. And I think it's really neat to see this type of, how the sausage is made, sort of things in terms of lighting and atmospheric effects. So next week, make sure that you tune in because we will be talking, and it's actually going to be a special thing, probably. I don't know. It's either going to be before or after the main event, quote unquote, when we talk to Christopher Miller, because I don't want to take away time from the AMA, because part of this is to answer your guys' questions, and I don't want to take time away from that to do other stuff. But I do want to have a special event just with some of the Tweety team to run through some of this stuff. Okay, so let's see. How are we doing here? I'm going to go ahead and just hit a few questions really quick. Hope we get more City in the Ancient Zones. I don't know exactly how they're handling that, but from some of the art that I'm seeing, I think you should be pretty happy. Music within video games and Gala music. Is there room for overlap here? Asks Sinister Grin. And yes, in fact, there is room for overlap. In terms of musical instruments within Mirandus or Voxverse, I don't know. I don't want to speak to that because I have no idea. Okay, let's see here. Dungeons and Raids. Is the Beam email legit? Yes, Ringo Miner. I'll be getting to that in a minute. Let's see. I don't have any Dragon Strike news for you today. I'm sorry, but I do have news on a few other things that I think that people are going to be happy about. Okay, let's see here. Spider Tanks. Yeah, sorry, I had to go through my list. I have a list, guys. I have a significant list of things to talk about today, and it's not even done. So Spider Tanks, and nice. I love. Well done, Paul. I gotta say that just looks slick. Okay. So there's a few different things. The first is that there is an upcoming drop of silk on Gala Chain for those of you who are members of Gala Gold. That's going to be coming within the next couple weeks, probably. And that's going to help you get started in the game and get moving in a positive direction in that regard. So you may want to pay special attention to that. And if you're not a member of Gala Gold, it would be a good time to join the community because, we want being a member of Gala Gold to mean something to you, to be special, for you guys to come into Discord, to hang out, to talk, to have fun, and to, be able to get sort of the first positive take of some of the games that we've got going. We also have, and I touched on this a little bit, an upcoming referral program that is going to help bring in additional users so that people can come in and play. Dankster liked the leak there. I did say the thing, Chair Bandit. I don't know what thing you're talking about. I don't know what thing you're talking about. Okay. Alocha 18, we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. We're going to talk about it, but a little bit. So there's a few pieces here before we dig into that. And then the next thing is that there may cannot completely nail this down and say that for sure it's a thing, because you know how that stuff is sometimes. But it is highly likely that there will be some form of tournament system that is built into spider tanks in the future. So just keep an eye on that. I know there have been a lot of people who have been looking at things more from an esports perspective, and in order to have an esport, you have to have a structure that enables that. And so that's definitely a thing that we would like to see. Okay, Marco Antonio Coelho Junqueira. We don't talk about prices. That's never a thing that we will ever talk about, and you will never hear me say whether things are going to go up or down or sideways. One silk will always be worth one silk, and that is all that I can ever say about that. Okay. Let's see. MJ Crypto Wiz says Gala Gold is well worth it for anyone on the fence. And I personally, I mean, obviously I'm a member of Gala Gold, clearly. But I actually bought Gala Gold back when it was $5 like 3 years ago or something like that. So definitely it's worth it, because you get to come in there and hang out with all of us. Whoa, Kryptones. Whew. My goodness. Bunch of questions. People drop giant questions. Okay, so we're gonna deal with some of these questions a little bit later, but we're gonna go ahead and keep diving on here. So, couple quick notes. PokerGo, very successful tech playtest, and there is a beta coming soon. So pay very close attention to that. Make sure that you are following all of the requisite socials and whatnot. And again, hanging out in Gala Gold is a good place to go to get special answers. And yeah, Kryptones definitely was saving up. Cool says you were saving up. I can see that. So we're gonna come back and we'll hit some of those. Some of those as we go forward. And some of it's going to be a little bit philosophical, but we've had a lot of content today. Man, we've only been doing this for like 17 minutes because we started quite late. We've gotten a lot of information in there so far. Now, grit. Let's talk a little bit about grit. Now, I am a huge fan of grit. And in fact, there are those of you who killed me and I owe some stuff to. So please send me a DM, okay, on a platform. I will try to get it. Or if you see me in Gala Gold, just like go ahead and hammer at me and say, hey, I killed you. You need to send me a thing. I've got these really, really, really cool titanium keychains that I am going to be sending out to those who recorded and posted on socials their video of them killing me. They're aircraft titanium, they're anodized, they're really nice Gala blue. Totally cool, totally worth it. Those of you guys who were at the first Galaverse, there were a few of them floating around. I think I handed out like 5 or 6. There's going to be some more of those. So congratulations to you guys. Subspace, I'm going to get you Gala socks. I will get you socks. That's a thing that needs to happen. In fact, you know what? I think I have socks. I think I have some Gala socks. I believe they came in one of the Galaverse bags, and I have one of those Galaverse bags. So I'm going to find those socks, and I'm going to send them to you. Okay. Gala merch is coming soon. It's in the works. Actually, so the merch store for the hoodies is actually already online, but it's just not visible yet. So very soon. Very, very soon. We just have a couple final little bits and pieces to iron out, and then that goes live. and that's just going to be just for the hoodies initially, but the rest of that stuff is coming soon as well. And anyway, so we were talking a little bit about grit. So grit, one of the things that we're looking at here, and I'm going to talk about this not specifically in reference to grit, but I'm going to talk about it just as a general concept, because it's something that we've been kicking around. Now, as you guys know, we are constantly in the process of refining and dialing in what we're working on. One of the good things about having a bunch of different games is that you can constantly test and try new models out to see what works and what doesn't. And when something works, you do more of that thing. When something doesn't work, then you try to do less of it. And one of the things that we're seeing, and is pretty clear, is that the Spider Tanks model is working quite well. Okay, it went from having fairly low DAU. DAU is increasing. There are more people who are playing than there were a few months ago, and those people are happier. There is a secondary token, Silk, that is in play, and that is working beautifully well. So one of the things that we're looking at doing is a bit of a retracement on the emitting only a percentage of the spend that came into a game. Now, this is not a final thing. This isn't a full thing, but the reason we call this ahead of the game is because we're giving you a little bit of information, ahead of the game. We're looking at the potential for integrating secondary tokens on Geary, or actually not even Gala Chain, on Gala Chain, to provide a incentivization structure for play. So one of the reasons that you haven't seen some of these rewards go out for some of these games is because we haven't fully gotten that in yet and fully dialed in the exact plan. Once we have, it should go in quite quickly, and then there'll be a few different things that I think you guys will see that you will like. So that's something that is relevant to a few of the different titles that are out there, because what we want to do is we want to find a way to create the structure that allows the entire ecosystem to grow, because all of us, this works together. This just works best if all of us work together on this, and having an incentivization structure in place that actually works makes a huge difference. Okay, I see a DM that just came in from Smiling Monster. What are you asking about? Keychain me, please. Yes, you got it. You got it, man. I definitely owe you that one. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on. Now, there's actually three more things that I want to talk about before we hit the interview. The first is that you guys should have received an email in your inbox that says that you will receive some beams if you go to Gala Music and create your account. So if you have a Gala Games account and you have not used it to create an account at Gala Music, do so, please, so that you can get some of those beams. So the email that you got, absolutely legit. So, go ahead and do that. Now, the next thing is, you guys have heard me mention the name Gala Chain a couple times. Benefactor leaked that a little bit in a post earlier, and so yeah, that's looking like it might be a thing, which I know is going to make a few people very happy. Hopefully I'm allowed to say this. If I'm not allowed to say this, I'm going to be getting angry messages from Blake. Hold on. Let me open Slack and see. I have one message. Okay. Has nothing to do with that. So I think we're okay there. Okay. And then the third and final point before we go to this interview, which is an interview that I actually recorded last week but wasn't able to air because camera issues and whatnot, which fortunately it seems to be doing pretty well today, is that there's some work that's going on the Gala Friends front. And one of the things, again, community is so important in gaming, period, right? Web 2, Web 3 doesn't matter. Community is part of gaming. And so expect to see some interesting information coming out within the next couple of weeks about that, specifically in terms of what that's going to mean for you guys as members of the Gala Games ecosystem. So I'm super excited about it. There's definitely some cool stuff that is going on there. Okay, so with that, without further ado, and again, this is pre-recorded, so I apologize. My beard probably looks a little bit trimmer in this one, but we're going to go ahead and roll the interview with Ali. He's a gentleman that I spoke to that was part of a community, and it's kind of a little funny story, but I think it's already told in the little interview. So go ahead and roll that, Paul, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Hey everyone, thank you very much for joining again for our Ahead of the Game interview segment. Today we have Ali, the Bitcoin investor, and I wish that I could say this in Arabic, but I absolutely cannot. It is awesome sounding though. But anyway, Ali, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. It's been a long week so far, but I'm very, very happy we're getting closer to the end of it. Every day brings us just a little bit closer.
Oh, yes, it's been a long week, true. With everything going on.
Happy.
Yeah, that's
well, so Ali and I first met the other day when I was sitting here at my desk working on some stuff, and I got a notification that I had a direct message on Twitter. And so I hopped on Twitter, and he had sent me a link to a tweet where he had asked a question about the circulating supply for Gala and CoinMarketCap and things like that. And I went and I looked at the tweet, and it was getting tons and tons and tons of people saying, you know, we deserve an explanation, give us answers. And it was kind of, and I'm like, what is this? What's going on? Who is this guy? And so I gave an explanation, and, you know, we had a little bit of a DM back and forth about it. And he said that people weren't understanding some of what I was saying, and he was on a live stream. And I said, oh, well, if you're on a live stream, that's fantastic. Bring me on and we'll just answer questions and we'll talk about it. And so for the next hour and a half, I got on his live stream, and it was probably one of the best AMA type sessions that I've had in some time. It was a ton of fun, great to engage with the community, and great to engage very specifically with a community that I typically have a very hard time reaching, because Arabic is unlike a lot of languages that I typically run across, and that when I look at it, I can't even begin to guess what is going on. It's absolutely incomprehensible to me. If I see something in Spanish, I can kind of, you know, clumsy my way through it. But Arabic, I'm very, very lost. So it's a community I have a hard time addressing directly. And so Ali was fantastic in bringing me on to talk to his community. And so I wanted to have a little bit of an exchange here and bring him on to talk to the rest of the Gala community on Ahead of the Game. So thank you for being here today, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So I've got a few questions, and I've sent you some of these sessions before, so you can kind of see what's going on. But my first question for you is, how did you first find out about Gala Games and Gala?
I remember knowing about Gala Games in the end of 2021, when the metaverse starting to boom in the crypto space. And actually, I remember that day there was a section on CoinMarketCap says metaverse. So when I clicked there, I start to notice that people start to get, you know, they are starting to being interested in metaverse projects. So I start to do my research, you know, looking into projects. So I saw Gala Games, and people was asking me. I went to your website, and it was actually really pretty, you know, easy to browse, full of games. It's straightforward. You can understand what you are trying to build. Easy. And since then, I'm following the project actually, step by step, ups and downs, everything.
Well, we appreciate that, and I'm glad to hear that you liked the website. I will go ahead and pass that on to the people who were in charge of making that, and they will appreciate that as well.
Thank you. Always.
Now, you've been following us for a while.
Yes.
And part of the community for a while, but not part of the community that I typically interact as closely with, which is typically based in our Discord, which again, everybody should join at galagames.chat. Now, as a member of this community who has been following us for some time, what is something that you think we should do differently or something that we can do better?
What I would like to say, I want, for example, as a gamer, I'll speak to you as a gamer. I want to see more, for example, like solid games, easy to just to enter it, without the complication of connect to here, connect there, download this. Just straightforward, play, and I will just directly play the game. And also, maybe like trying to do like what events, like esport events, competitions between people, like especially the games that you're building recently. I believe there is a couple of them, like spider tanks, which I believe, like, this is what gamers are looking for.
Right.
We need that fire, competitions between like esport events. People will compete against each other.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that. That's just one of the reasons that we have a big Spider Tanks presence at 3XP right now in Pasadena. So I'm hoping that everyone who's there is enjoying that. And esports, definitely something we want to lean in on, and I 100% agree with you there.
It's a must. Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, what is one thing that you think that we are doing well and that we should continue doing?
One of the reasons that I stick with Gala is I don't want to go in details about bear market or bull market, but we all know that the condition of the market in 2022, it was really difficult, going through everything. But what I liked about Gala Games, Gala team, that they kept building the whole time, building, communicating with community, keep the community up to date, especially after the migration from the version 1 to version 2, answering questions about the circulating supply, confusion. This is what we need to see in every project, and this is why I'm sticking with Gala, and this is why I was sticking with Gala for the past 2-3 years.
Well, I appreciate that, man. That's something that that we try really hard to do, and it really boils down to connecting with the community and recognizing that we're community too. We're all in this together, and we're all working on this together. And I really appreciate you taking the time the other day to bring me on and to engage with the community, because it's an incredibly passionate group of people who all want to see the best thing happen for everybody and for this project that we're all building together. So I think that's a thing that we focus on, and I'm glad that focus is felt.
Yes.
The final question here is, what is something that you are really looking forward to in the future?
I want to see an easy entry for players to play games.
Okay.
A big, let's say a big community gamers just saying on Twitter, "Oh, did you try this game? Did you try this game?" I want to see hundreds of comments, thousands of comments saying,
Yep.
"Oh, yes, we tried it. It's an amazing game." And trying a game, and as soon as I in the lobby or just trying just to click, for example, join, just like that, join with other players, play the games, an active community, active gaming community.
Right. Well, that's something we're working on building, and I'm
Yeah.
hoping that in the near future we'll be able to roll that out in
I wish
much
you good luck.
greater format. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I wish you good luck. Wish you good luck.
Well, how can people find you if they wanted to join your community, or if you have, people can people look you up on Twitter? I'll link you in here too.
Yeah,
But
just Twitter
anywhere
and
else?
actually no, it's just Twitter and my YouTube channel is on my Twitter. But like you said, it's in Arabic, so they're going to have a hard time understanding what I'm saying.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've done for the past couple guests, although they haven't received it yet, is I am sending them all custom hoodies.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm going to go ahead and send you but we're going to get you one that has the Gala logo
Oh, okay.
inside. It's pretty
see.
nice. They're very
Looks like
very nice
yeah.
hoodies. So I will make sure that you get a code for one of those off our e-commerce
Thank you.
our merch store that's getting ready to start up. And that's that.
Thank
So
you very much.
again, thank you,
Of course,
Ali.
Thank you for having
I
me.
appreciate it, man.
Have a
And
nice
I
day.
will catch up with you guys very
Definitely.
soon. And
Definitely.
let's set up another time to talk to your community.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Have a nice one.
Thank you.
Bye. Take care. Bye.
Welcome back, everyone, and it is great to be back. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Ali's super cool, super nice, really, really good to engage with him and his community. And that's actually one other quick thing is if you guys are members of communities out there in the crypto sphere, if you will, that know about Gala, but only think of it as a token, right? And aren't actually aware of what we're all doing here together, let me know. If you can, get me into those communities. I am more than happy to go in there and engage and sit down and talk to people. So that's absolutely absolutely something that I'm willing to do. So, let's go ahead and get that put together. Okay, guys, that's what I have as far as stuff that I had planned to talk about. So if you've got questions, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. I am happy to answer all of those. And yeah, let's dig into it, guys. Who is answering in the chat, says the old gamer. Pre-recorded BitBender or live BitBender? That was me answering during pre-recorded BitBender. I am live BitBender. I think actually you probably have about a 60-second lag. So, who knows what's happened in the last 60 seconds, but probably in all likelihood still alive. Okay, MJ Crypto Wiz, that was recorded last week after I had a conversation with his community. And I just wanted to, he brought me in to talk to his community. I wanted to bring him in to talk to ours and to, open up that concept of being able to bring these communities together. Tofu asks, how do I feel to never have to say Geary again? I am going to really have a hard time not saying that. As terrible as that name was, and as much as I hated James for coming up with it, it's pretty well stuck. So it's going to take me a while to get used to saying Galajade, especially since I have tried very hard not to say that for some time now. It's been making me crazy. Okay, guys, let's see. G-Chain. I like it. Okay. Merch is going to be a thing. Crypto G, any more details you want to share about Galachain? What would you like to know, man? Just ask if you could be a little bit more specific, so I know exactly what to answer for you. That would be super. Okay, scrolling up to look at some of these questions. Where did they go? Somebody, come on. I know they were here. So much scrolling. Oh yeah, there was a question: is Gala Chain an L1 or an L2? It is an L1. It is not EVM, so it's got its own thing. Okay, Kryptones has some questions. The Node software is currently bundled with the FounderDOS software, music, etc. So it's not actually quite right. It's just they run on the same basic backbone. Are Townstar node owners going to receive daily earnings again now in Gala instead of Town, prior to Townstar nodes having the ability to become NFTs? That I don't know about. I'm not sure what the Townstar plan is, and I don't know exactly what the timing of those two events are. One may come before the other. They may come at the same time. I honestly don't know. Regarding AWS outage, is Gala looking at contingency plans and disaster recovery by having secondary host ISP to flip the switch to in case of a prolonged outage in the future? So the thing that I could see that was most impacted, as was pointed out by some of our DevOps guys, basically anytime you have stuff on AWS, even if you have failover, if AWS East goes down, it all kind of goes down for a bit. The problem is there are certain services that that need to have things like AWS in place. I know that there's a lot of decentralization of crypto people going like, no, decentralize all the things, but there are shared services, okay, that end up in many cases ending up as a decentralized service. For example, logins, right? So we use single sign-on. Say a single sign-on provider to help connect us with things so that you can use your Facebook login. Okay, so if you want to log into Meow Match, use Facebook login, and that logs into your Gala account as well. Stuff like that. Those single sign-on things are businesses run by somebody, and we are a customer of that business. And if that business goes down, that's the thing that fails. Same as the 2FA, enter your password or enter your new your one-time password code. A lot of those things don't run on decentralized services. So even if the entire rest of the network, all of the games and whatnot, are decentralized, if you're using those super convenient centralized options, then there is always that risk. Not a whole heck of a lot that can be done about that, unfortunately. Okay. Will Gala Chain be open to other game publishers or strictly to Gala Games? It will, of course, be open to other game publishers. In fact, we encourage it. I was just talking to somebody just yesterday about this, actually, and we've got a whole plan that's moving forward internally to bring other publishers and even going beyond games into other industries to Gala Chain as well. When an NFT marketplace for Gala Chain. I was on a call about that earlier today. I don't want to give a date, but that's a thing that we've talked about in the past, and it's definitely a thing that we would like to see, because nobody likes Ethereum gas fees. Nobody likes that. It's not fun, and nobody likes having to bridge things out of the ecosystem. So that's definitely a thing that we would like to see. I like that even wave. Okay, let's see. So it's called Gala Chain. Yes, Rect. Hey, BB. Now I have what I think is a valid question. What's in the horizon for the rest of the games acquired with Meow Match and Dragon Strike? Are any good or worth it? Yes, I think some of them are, and I hope to see them in time all get sort of the same treatment as they are brought on and gradually brought into the fold of being a blockchain-based game. So definitely. Um, I'm sorry, I can't say your name. Daihuan? Anyway, what will be the incentive to use Gala Chain as opposed to other gaming chains? Well, it's specifically built for this, and I think it's going to have a lot of capabilities that you're not going to run into in other EVM type chains. I think it's going to work out a lot better for people. Are there partnerships with new gaming companies in the near future? That's definitely a thing that we would like to see. Adar Simafranca asks, will you release data for burning? You can see all of that. There's a few different dashboards out there, as well as you can go to blog.gala.games and you can look at some of our previous posts, some of which mention that. So go check that out. I think that that's something that you would find interesting. Oh my God, I have to scroll back down now. Okay. Where is Dr. Wookie? That is a great question. That I think is potentially the question of the day. Win orange hoodie to match glasses. That is a great question too. Okay, let's see. What chain outside of ETH will we bridge to? So we have always talked about how we believe in a multi-chain future. We also believe that people should be able to have their stuff wherever they want to have their stuff. So the only thing that I don't want to see is I don't want to see bridges that operate via collateralization and wrapping. I don't like those. They make me very sad. And so what I would like to see in terms of being bridged to, there are certain things that we've talked about. We've talked about, Flare, we've talked about XRPL, we've talked about Polygon, we've talked about let's see, who else have we publicly mentioned? We've had some conversations with Tron as well. We would like to see bridges out to most of these places because each of these places has a unique marketplace and a unique group of users. We look at bridging as a means of user acquisition. If we bridge to somewhere, that provides a way for people to come in to play games, to engage with this community, and that's something that it's all about. Sam Wolf, can anyone confirm if the Gala token is inflationary or deflationary long term? Nobody really knows. It all depends on usage. So the way that the token is supposed to function is in moments, in periods of time where there's very high usage, then the emission rate will increase depending on where it falls on the halving schedule. In times of low usage, then the emission rate will decrease. Over time as it approaches its sort of termination. So, whether it's inflationary or deflationary depends entirely on usage. This, I think, is something that's really, really important. And I think that it's something that a lot of people don't understand. Most tokenomic structures that most tokens and coins have are not actually designed to be long-term sustainable real ecosystems. Typically speaking, they're designed to have, fit, a few checkboxes, and then, eventually, the early people who bought in as VCs or whatever, their tokens unlock, they sell, and they go away, and then the entire thing kind of fizzles out. We've seen this time and time and time again in the blockchain space. This is not something that we want to see happen. So we've designed a tokenomic structure that provides mechanisms to create a long-term sustainable creation and consumption of tokens. That's the idea. So it's about bringing users in, and it's about seeing that that take place. First name, that deflationary narrative is changing. I don't think we've ever had a deflationary narrative. We've always been very clear about how the ecosystem works. Okay. Will there be a timeline for when tools will be out for others to build on Gala chain? I'd like to see that happen. We're sending tools out for others to build on Gala chain right now already. But in terms of being publicly available, I'm hoping within the next few months. Let's see. And yeah, Flare as well, CryptoView mentions. Is Gala ever going to work with Illuvium? I would love to work with Illuvium. I dig a lot of what they're doing. I think that anyone who brings something into the space like they are, it's very cool. I've been on plenty of panels and things like that with Illuvium. Very, very cool people. They're doing cool stuff. I like it. Okay, let's see. Is there going to be an easier way to restore honor? Yes, there is. That's going to be a thing. Can you guys merge treasure chest NFTs to Gala Chain? Not quite, but you're going to be able to mint them onto Gala Chain. So you're going to be the one who makes the movement of an asset from the treasure chest, from a mint allowance to minting on Gala Chain. That is going to be a thing. What will Vox do in Last Expedition? I don't know. That is above my pay grade. I don't get to know that. Are founders nodes turning into Gala Chain master nodes? Sorta. They will eventually be running the chain, or at least parts of it. But I wouldn't call them master nodes in that sense. Not in the sense that people usually mean when they say master nodes in the blockchain space. Okay, let's see. What other questions? Are founders nodes an overarching network, or will Gala Chain be expanded? Will there be others that contribute in order to reward Gala token, or only game specific? I'm not sure how to parse that. You mean other types of nodes that would be rewarded with Gala? No, founders nodes are what get Gala. That's the plan. I don't see that changing. You know, but in terms of other, you know, I definitely see a future where there's many other node types in the network. One of the things that we have created here, you know, with the help of all of the platform testers and the people who, you know, help with nodes and whatnot, is a very robust ecosystem that different workloads can be added to. So that's something I'm super stoked about. So yeah, I think that you're going to see that, but I don't think anything's ever going to replace the founders nodes. I mean, in fact, we've been very clear that that's not going to happen. Okay. Founders nodes are pretty great already, man. When will we get backwards transfer from Gala Chain back to ETH? Thinking of current music tracks. I don't know what their plan is. I don't know what their plan is in terms of bridging back to ETH, although I wouldn't want to put stuff on ETH. It just makes me sad. Will there ever be an option within Gala to exchange tokens between each other? Probably not something that we ourselves facilitate, but somebody could absolutely do that. RNG King for the win. There was talk of Townstar nodes earning Gala. Is that no more? It's not that it's no more. It's just that it's incomplete in terms of the full vision in all likelihood. Nothing there has changed until there's an announcement that anything has changed. So, but if they were to be earning Gala, it would be based on what had gone into that ecosystem, because that's the published model so far. Galaver state and location. I don't know about that, actually. I don't think that right now is the time for that, because I don't think people want to travel quite as much, and I don't think it's a good time to have a big gigantic event, because, you know, looks weird and slightly crass if you do something like that when the market is as down as it is. You know, and sentiments are as down as they are, but I think that hopefully that's something that we see again in the future. I can't leak anything about Galaverse, the Zoro Gala, because I don't know anything. It's not my area. I'm sorry. Okay. Where do the Mayhem rewards come from? The treasury, yeah. Definitely not the founders nodes. I mean, they come from our treasury that we receive part of the distribution, but not from the nodes. Like, they don't get a reduced distribution, you know, for Mayhem rewards. Okay, let's see. Any projects that worked on Gala music and film and games collaboration? Yes, I think that you're going to see some stuff like that. The worst waifu asks for leaks. I just gave so many leaks. There's literally like half an hour of straight leaks. So many leaks. My God, guys. I can't win. Okay, let's see here. Will all games get nodes? No, I don't think so. Not all games. Only if it makes sense. And we want the games that do get nodes to really, really, really be robust, like Last Expedition. I think Last Expedition is like best in class for the actual use of those nodes, and I definitely want to see more stuff like that in the future. How will Gala mitigate for node blackout risks similar to what happened with Reddit where users banded together in protest? I mean, I don't know why you would do that. I don't think it, I mean, like if everybody were to just turn off their ETH miners or something like that, like, yes, I guess it would hurt the network, but you know, why would you do that? It doesn't make a ton of sense. And then the people who didn't would be very well rewarded for that. The only place that it would become an issue is if either A, all of them got turned off, or oh, really, that'd be it. There's no way to screw up the consensus mechanism or anything like that. It's just a bunch of people, you know, giving potential rewards from helping support the ecosystem to somebody else. It would cause problems for other people because of some of the stuff that's based on the nodes in terms of, you know, IPFS and pinned content and things like that. But, you know, there's nothing we can do about that. You'd only really be hurting yourselves in the most case. Let's see here. Lawrence, shout out to the beard, born out of a bet and living on for eternity. I appreciate it. Yes, that's it's something that I'm very happy with, and I go back and I look at pictures of myself without it, and it makes me sad. Let's see. Is it true that Dwayne Johnson and Mark Wahlberg have connection with Gala Film? I do not want to speak for Gala Film, but you can go ahead and Google that, and I think you will find what you need. There's some pretty cool stuff that's going on there. In fact, some that was even tweeted very recently by Benefactor. So if you are not following Benefactor, you definitely should. I think it's Benefactor. Actually, hold on one second. I'll tell you exactly what his handle is. On Twitter, he is at Benefactor0101. So go ahead and follow him, because I think that will he has, I guess one of the good things about being, you know, the boss is that you can, oh, smiling monster, oh, you're hurting my heart. But anyway, one of the good things about being the boss is that you can kind of say what you want, and he sort of does that. So yeah, it's a good place. It's a good place. Why is everyone posting pictures of me now with no beard? That's so sad. It's so sad. No hoodie. And those shirts, I just got rid of those shirts. I had those damn gray polo shirts forever, and I just took them all and donated them. So somewhere there's, you know, CryptoView. What do you mean? You missed the whole Walking Dead. Okay, let's see. I think that's about it. There's some other questions, but they're really big, beefy ones that I think I'll probably take offline. So anyway, I appreciate all of you guys coming here and hanging out. Oh man, I'm never going to get rid of those pictures of me. They're just there. I appreciate you guys all coming and hanging out. You guys rock. Thank you so much for being here, for being part of the community, for asking questions, for listening when we have stuff to share, and for putting all of your passion in this. I know that there are times where it is difficult, especially right now, to kind of, you know, keep moving and keep going. But you know, we're all here in this together, and I appreciate and love all of you guys. So thank you so much, and I will catch you all soon. See you on the flip side. BitBender out.